definitely some shows. Zuma! Can we shout at the top of our voices for the Deputy President of the Republic, Ramaphosa? The president cannot hear you. Soweto, the president cannot hear you. Viva June 16, 1976, viva! Viva June 16, 1976, viva! Long live the spirit of Hector Peterson, long live! Long live the spirit of Hector Peterson, long live! We are the future! Deputy President Ramaphosa, viva! Viva the youth of 2016, viva! Viva the youth of Morris Isaacson High School, viva! Viva the youth of Orlando High School, viva! Pretoria, are you here? Pretoria, are you here? Amanda! Amanda! Thank you. Thank you very much. I want us to, as we welcome the choir on stage, who are going to lead us with the national anthem and the AU anthem. I want us to all rise. Bontate batubuledi KBC. Ariamenkama utu. Bontate batubuledi KBC. So that we all observe a moment of silence. seated, wherever you are standing now, can we all be as quiet as possible so that in honor of the youth of June 16, 1976, we observe a moment of silence. Those of you on this side of the stadium, can we all be quiet? We appeal, we are pleading, please, can we all be quiet so that we observe a moment of silence. May the soul of those who died on June 16, 1976, all over the country, may their souls rest in peace. We'd like to invite the choir, as we're still all standing, to lead us with the AU anthem and the national anthem, and may we all be dead silent as we are led by the choir. Thank you.
Masiboneni izandla emoyeni. Siyabonga kakhulu, thank you very much. East Rand Youth Choir for the national anthem. Besicela khona abantu abaculayo lapha phezulu. Phezani manje, siyabonga. Realebuha, emisang hubina. We will now invite our Premier, Ubabu David Makura, to come and welcome us here today. Babu Premier.
Long live the fighting spirit of the 1976 generation. Long live. Long live the fighting spirit of the youth of 1976. Long live. Hola bangani hola. Nizoitola kanjani. Uzoitola kanjani. Thank you very much to our program directors, President of the Republic of South Africa, His Excellency President Jacob Zuma, Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa, the ministers, deputy ministers, the premiers, the MECs, the executive mayor of the city of Johannesburg and all the mayors, members of the June 16 Foundation, the families who lost their loved ones on this fateful day 40 years ago, distinguished leaders of the faith-based community, students, learners, and today's generation of young people. Today we come together here in Soweto to mark the 40th anniversary of the student uprisings of June 16, 1976. We welcome you here in Soweto. We welcome you in the city of Johannesburg. We welcome you in Gauteng. Comrade President, young people have come here from all over the province to come and hear your message. Young people in our province are here. The youth of today are ready to tackle the challenges of today. The youth of today want to define their own mission. They want to tackle their own challenges. They want to do so learning from the lessons of the youth of 1976. The youth of today have their own unique challenges, but they live in a free and democratic South Africa. Young people of today have enormous opportunities. They have challenges as well. And young people of today are ready to tackle these challenges. Are you ready to tackle the challenges of today? Are you ready to tackle the challenges of the youth of 2016? Thank you very much, Comrade President. Young people are here to listen to you. As I say, they come from all over. Soweto, are you here? Tshwane, are you here? Johannesburg, are you here? Ekurhuleni, are you here? Westland, are you here? Sidibeng, are you here? Uzoyithola kanjani? Uhlele khoneni? Thank you very much. You are welcome. You are welcome. Thank you very much.
Siyabonga kakhulu Ndunankulu. We will now receive a message of support from the June 16 Foundation, represented by Ubabu Popo Maja. Popo Maja.
Mr. President, Deputy President, Your Excellencies, fellow South Africans. Someone once said that in peace, sons bury their fathers, and in war, fathers bury their sons. The June 16, 1976 uprising saw mothers and fathers bury their sons and daughters. Their lives were withered before they could barely bosom, cut short by the apartheid war machinery. The June 16 Foundation would like to thank you and our government for inviting us to join the country in paying tribute to the June 16 Foundation and the June 16 generation. Mr. President, I'm here to talk about the children of Soweto, those who witnessed the butcher of their own fellow classmates on this day 40 years ago. Those who helplessly saw their fellow students falling into open graves, either dead or critically wounded, while they came to bury their own. Mr. President, we will never know how many died on that day. We will never know their names. We will never know where they came from. Oh, those young boys and girls, they shall not grow old as we who are left to tell their story. Age shall not weary them, nor years condemn. At the going down of the sun and at the crack of the new day, we shall remember them. We shall remember you, Tsietsi Mashinini. We shall remember you, Kgotso Seahlolo. Mr. President, I'm talking about those who died in various battles against the apartheid security forces. I'm talking about those who were forced into exile in their teens. those who joined the war of liberation for our motherland. I'm talking about those, Mr. President, who fell victim of mice poisoning and massive aerial bombings in Novakatenga in Angola. Those who, on their way to the country, in their full guerrilla army gear, fell prey to hippos and crocodiles. Mr. President, I'm talking about those who were captured, who were tortured, who were injured, and yet refused to become Askaris. I'm referring to those who on Robben Island were forced to acquire their education by studying in the toilets of the communal cells. Oh, those young people, they shall not grow old as we who are left with the burden of telling their story shall grow old. Although they never lived to witness the fruits of their exploits, age shall not weary them, nor years condemn them. At the dawn of the rising sun and at the crack of the rising day, we shall remember them. Mr. President, the June 16 Foundation would like to take this opportunity to implore fellow South Africans not to forget the contribution and the sacrifices that the youth of Soweto 40 years ago made for the liberation of this country. We request you, fellow South Africans, to remember that we too are still part of you. There is a French saying that to be forgotten is to die a little. To be forgotten is to lose some of the links that anchors us to the rest of humanity. This reminds one of what we used to say on Robben Island when comrades were being released. We would say, "Ungasilibali qabani." Don't forget us, comrades. Which meant they should not forget our plight. They should not forget the task before us, the liberation of our motherland. We are saying to you today, please do not forget us. We still belong to your world. War is not the only arena that pushes peace and disrupts social life. Poverty, we know, sows conflict. Poverty degrades. Poverty enrages. Poverty dehumanizes. Peace and social harmony are indivisible to the form of democracy that we are looking for. Most of us who belong to the 1976 generation, we still struggle to make ends meet, like many youth do. Our country has enormous potential to have a child not sleeping with an empty stomach. We do know that it is not within the means of our government alone to get rid of or to reduce poverty. We request, we implore the business community to employ young people, to provide opportunities for young people. Mr. President, the person who's speaking before you was a drop in the ocean of young people who marched on that day 40 years ago. As opposed to some recorded history, we did not plan any violence. We did not carry petrol bombs when we marched. We did not carry stones when we marched. We only retaliated when we were fired at, when we were shot at. Mr. President, to our political leadership, we request this, that let us tolerate one another, that the chaos that we see in the houses of parliament should not be allowed. These chaos have the replication of unlawfulness elsewhere in our country. To the youth of our country, we say to you, do not listen to them who, under the cover of darkness, agitate you to ban schools or to ban anything. Do not ban anything. The banning was done for you. The dying was done for you. We are asking you to go to school, educate yourself, and make this country the country that we all yearn for. Mr. President, Deputy President, Your Excellencies, we thank you.
Viva the youth of June 16, 1976, viva! Viva the youth of June 16, 1976, viva! Viva Kgotso Seahlulo, viva! Viva Popo Molefe, viva! Viva Billy Masetla, viva! Viva Paul Langa, viva! Viva Seth Mazibuko, viva! Amandla! We would like to invite to speak on behalf of the families, a family representative, Miss Lisedi Mashinini. Can we give her a round of applause as she comes and speak on behalf of the family?
Honorable President Jacob Zuma, Honorable Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa, Honorable Ministers and Deputy Ministers, Honorable David Makura, Premier of our beautiful province of Gauteng, Honorable Mayor Parks Tau of the Gauteng Golden City, fellow countrymen, my peers, ladies and gentlemen, I stand here proud to have been chosen by the families of those who lost loved ones in the brutal events of June 16 to represent them. I stand here the niece of my proud uncle Tsetse Mashinini, who gave his life for the freedom of his people. The families I represent include the Petersons. We can still see the limp body of Hector, carried by Mbuyisa Makubu, and a shocked Antoinette following. The families of the murdered Hastings Ndlovu, the dedicated Dr. Edelstein, who came into the township to change the lives of those less fortunate than him. All of them thought I should carry the baton of the fallen heroes. These families asked me, the niece of my equally heroic uncle Tsetse, to stand here to do the following. To thank you, the government of our free country, for continuing to recognize our fallen family members. We thank you for continuing to remind our country that without the blood that was spilled so we can be free, there would be no democratic South Africa today. I wish to emphasize our youth of our country. During this month of youth, let us remember that the only person who can liberate you as a young person is you. No amount of drugs, chasing material possessions, or outward wealth can change your situation. Hashtag education. Education and more education will liberate you. Enjoy your youth day and the rest of the youth month, and use every minute of your life to make your life better. Hashtag no to drugs. No to the abuse of women and children. Hashtag no to the burning of schools. Hashtag long live the struggle of our country. I thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Long live the struggle of the youth of our country. Long live.
I'm 13.
13. You're amazing. Well done. Wonderful. Very good. Well done. Well done. Well done.
Your voice is gone.
Yes, I will. Thank you. Grade 8.
Thank you very much, Lisedi,
Thank you.
for the message to the young people. We'll now invite Tlalane Mufokeng to come on stage and welcome the president. On behalf of all of us, where are you, Tlalane? Masilalele Tlalane, kukhona laba baculayo ngapha ngasemuva. Imani kancane bo. Tlalane. Hello.
1963, the people's president was taken away by security men, all dressed in their uniform of brutality. Brutality, oh no, my black president. Hello, everybody. Umani mbona nginje ngenxa yakho Tambo, nibona nginje ngenxa yakho Mandela. Umani mbona ngiqhenya ngenxa yakho Sisulu, nibona ngiqhenya ngenxa yakho Mbeki. Umani mbona ngihleka ngenxa yakho Luthuli, nibona ngihleka ngenxa yakho Hani. Ningamaqhawe ethu, ningabaphathi bethu, ningabelusi bethu, ningama-Afrika oqobo. Nishiye izwe lenu, nashiya imizi yenu, nadela impilo zenu, nalwela inkululeko. Ngiyanesaba mina, especially remember June 67, remember Dr. Peter Simcoe and all those who lost their lives fighting for liberation. Oh, to all our brothers and sisters who said enough was enough and left their country, homes and families, crossed rivers, forests, hills and mountains, sleeping God knows where, to fight for freedom. And to all those who remained and kept the fire burning here at home, we all want to say to you, Mama, come. Get into mention some of honorable respect, terrible great musicians, Mama Miriam Agera, Letamburo, Dadu Kalpasime, Jonas Bamba, Iopra Yumasigela, Nebaba Moshe, Moses Muleleba, Abushamalingenama, Awuna Eningaseko, like Chris Honey, Abraham Tiro, Steve Biko, Matthew Koniwe, Rufus Mklenge, Reverend Africana, Chief Albert Lutulu, Chief Mapumulo, Hoto Siakolo, Sibati Tabeli, Jackie Mube, Busu Bilagazi, Afieti Mashini, Tami Mnyele, Reverend Namani, Sam Mulele, Brooks Matunguje, Msizi Asina Mali Dube, Zef Mutrupeng, Mawetu Ndwanambi Agachisari. Oh, the list goes on and on and on. And others who died tragically. Oh, Kansani Abuniko, Ngobi Kazileo Alitateganje. Never forget, my brothers and sisters, that there is still a lot to be done in a beautiful country, South Africa. Vukani, Kansani, Kiani, Aponikoya, wherever you are, Moba, Ikuleo, Nairela, Sesitoli, Osabo. Thank you very much.
Thank you, comrades. We are today reconnecting with the youth of June 16, 1976, and as the class of 2016, we commit ourselves to make education fashionable. We commit ourselves to make education fashionable. We commit that in as much as we will protest, we will chant and sing, but we also commit that never in our name shall a school be banned, never in our name shall a library be banned, never in our name shall we see Parliament or any public building being trashed, not in our name, because as young people, we are committed to move South Africa forward. And it is only through positive energy, it is only through visionary leadership that we will continue to move South Africa forward. And we say in unison, down with alcohol abuse, down. Down with Nyaupe, down. Down with Nyaupe, down. Down with blessers, down. Down with sugar daddies, down. Down with sugar daddies, down. Forward to education, forward. Forward to distinctions, forward. Forward to entrepreneurs, forward. Forward to a youth-led future in the spirit of those who died in June 16, 1976. As we invite with a warm welcome, and I want you to again scream as loud as you can as we welcome the President of the Republic of South Africa on stage to come and give us the main message. He is not going to come here until you shout as high as possible to welcome the President. Comrade President.
Thank you, Director of the program. Baba, Deputy Minister Manamela, Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa, Ministers and Deputy Ministers, the Premier of Gauteng, Mr. David Makura, and MECs of this province, the Executive Mayor of the City of Johannesburg, Councillor Pax Tau, members of Parliament, National Parliament who are here, members of provincial legislatures, religious leaders who are here, traditional leaders, members of the June 16 Foundation, and all veterans and families of the victims of the June 16 uprising, members of the diplomatic corps, Mpagati wase Soweto, our young achievers who are with us here today, fellow South Africans, Tumelang, Sanbonani, Molweni, Tobela, Loshisani, Rimasholoni, good day. Thank you very much indeed. Patriots, we greet you. We greet you all on this historic day in our country. We are marking this year's National Youth Day by commemorating the 40th anniversary of the June 16, 1976 student uprising. The country is celebrating the heroism of students who stood up to the apartheid state as they fought for their rights and the liberation of their country from racial oppression and subjugation. We are also today reflecting on the achievements, challenges, and opportunities facing the current generation of young people under the theme, Youth Moving South Africa Forward. Lamakawe ayefunda ezikoleni zalapha eSoweto, Komatibane High, Morris Isaacson High, Pefeni High, na Lady High, nezinye izikole akhombisa isibindi esiyisimanga abhekana ngqo namaphoyisa wombuso wengcindezelo. Students revolted not only against the imposition of Afrikaans, but against Bantu education because they knew it was inferior and that it was designed to prepare them to be drawers of water and hewers of wood. The apartheid ideology espoused that whites were by nature superior and that blacks were inherently inferior. The architect of institutionalized racism, Hendrik Verwoerd, the then Minister of Native Affairs, had clearly expressed the regime's views about black people and their future. He had this to say, and I quote him, "There is no place for the Bantu in European community above the level of certain forms of labor. What is the use of teaching the Bantu child mathematics when it cannot use it in practice? That is quite absurd. Education must train people in accordance with their opportunities in life, according to the sphere in which they live." Unquote. Heavily armed police opened fire on the students as they were marching peacefully towards this stadium, had refused to disperse when the police ordered them to disperse. 15-year Hastings Ndlovu and 12-year-old Hector Peterson were the first to be brutally killed by the police. The death toll later increased. We salute all those who fell in this battle, and not only the two young heroes. The names of all are engraved at the Hector Peterson Memorial for generations to know and appreciate their sacrifices. We warmly welcome the veterans of the uprising and the members of the June 16 Foundation at this commemoration today and salute them for their selfless sacrifices. Scores of student activists went into exile, fleeing police brutality. Others sadly died in foreign lands, leaving families in anguish, such as Sietsi Mashinini. Many were imprisoned for long periods, such as Khotso Siatlolo and others. Others went missing, such as Mbuyisa Makubu, who is in the icon picture taken by photographer Sam Zuma, in which he is seen carrying Hector Peterson with his sister Antoniette Sitole running frantically next to them. We also acknowledge the journalists who covered the uprising under difficult conditions for generations to see what happened in June 1976. Indeed, our freedom was not free. Many paid a heavy price for it. Many lives were destroyed. Many lives were lost. We salute the parents and community leaders who supported the students, Mama Albertina Sisulu, Mama Winnie Mandela, the leadership of the then Black Parents Association, the Soweto Committee of 10, and other structures. We acknowledge the contribution of the doctors, nurses, and other health professionals who treated the injured, and the religious leaders who provided pastoral care and leadership. We also acknowledge the 400 white students from Wits University who marched in solidarity with the Soweto students, demonstrating the non-racial nature of our struggle. We have come a long way indeed as a country and as a nation since 1976. The struggle and sacrifices of the class of 1976 were not in vain. We proudly defeated Verwoerd and his racist ideology and ushered in a free and democratic South Africa in 1994. We now live in a constitutional democracy with a constitution that enshrines the rights of all, regardless of race, color, or creed. Race no longer determines where one lives or where one goes to school or church or what work one can do. Black people no longer have to carry passes or seek permits to live and work in urban areas. Indeed, there are no longer public amenities that are designated for certain race groups only, such as beaches or public transport. These are all examples of the manifestations of the institutionalized racism that we lived through, which made South Africa the skunk of the world. Today, we live in a vibrant democracy, and we have worked hard to build strong democratic state strong institutions, the three arms of the state, the executive, parliament, and the judiciary perform their tasks cooperatively, advancing democracy and promoting the rights of our people. Our Constitution also creates the Chapter 9 institutions which protect our democracy, such as the South African Human Rights Commission, Commission on Gender Equality, the Office of the Public Protector, the Commission for Protection of Religious, Cultural and Linguistic Communities, the Independent Electoral Commission, and the Auditor General. We live in a country where freedom of expression, association, and of the media are enshrined in the Constitution, where we know we will not be shot and killed for staging a peaceful march to state our grievances. Today, we also live in a country where government has a comprehensive program and agenda of improving the quality of life of our people. Millions of people now have access to water, electricity, housing, hospital care, quality education, and other services, which has led to an improvement in the quality of life. We are aware that some people are still waiting for these services, given the backlog we have. Impilo isingcono kakhulu kubantu kusukela ngo-1994. Kulabo izidingo ezingakafiki kubona siyeza nakubona. Ngeke uhulumeni wentando yeningi aphumule bengakazitholi bonke abantu izidingo zabo. Siyosebenza ubusuku nemini. South Africa is indeed a much better place than it was when the students stood up and said enough is enough in June 1976. But the struggle continues. We will never rest until we achieve a more equal society and prosperous society, and a society without poverty and unemployment. By denying the majority of the population quality education, the apartheid regime disadvantaged the country and the South African economy immensely. Given the usage of education as an instrument of subjugation by the apartheid regime, the democratic government decided to make education an instrument of liberation. Education is an apex priority and receives the biggest chunk of the national budget. Each year, we build new schools and refurbish others to improve the learning environment. Government has built 795 schools since 2009 at a cost of 23 billion rand. We have built 78 new libraries in addition to 304 that have been upgraded to improve access to education. At least 80% of our public schools are now no-fee schools, and 9 million children are exempted from paying school fees. In this way, the country is making progress with regards to free basic education for the poor and the working class. Poverty must not prevent a child from obtaining an education. 9 million children also receive free meals at school, as hunger must not prevent children from poor households from performing at their optimal level in school. Government is also building 3 new universities and 12 technical education colleges to expand access to higher education. Moving with the times, government is also investing more and more in information and communication technology in education. Right here in Gauteng, children were offered tablets to promote e-learning in our schools. At the national level, we promote access to information and communication technologies in all schools nationwide through our Operation Pakesa program aimed at fast-tracking the delivery of government programs linked to the National Development Plan. Government is also increasing funding for education. The National Student Financial Aid Scheme, NSFAS, funding for training, vocational training, colleges known as TVET colleges has increased from 318 million rand in 2010 to 2.3 billion rand in 2016. The objective is to promote technical education and provide more electricians, welders, plumbers, and other artisans for the economy. Access to NSFAS at universities and universities of technology also increases each year. We appeal to defaulting NSFAS beneficiaries to play their part and make repayments to the fund once they start working, so that other students can also be assisted. We know that many more students are still struggling to afford tertiary education because they come from poor families. We appointed a judicial commission to look into the feasibility of free higher education for the country. I look forward to receive the Commission's report and recommendations. In paying tribute to the class of 1976, we urge our youth to make education their apex priority too. Nothing must distract you from obtaining education. As government and communities, we must all play our part to make schools safer and conducive to learning and teaching. We thus need to address the problem of violence in some of our schools. Learners have been attacked and killed in some schools. There have also been cases of teachers being attacked by learners or teachers attacking learners. There is also the prevalent problem of bullying in some schools, which can have a very detrimental effect on learners who are victims and others who witness the abuse of others. Udlame ezikoleni luyinkinga enkulu bakwethu. Kunezingane ezifika nezikhali ezikoleni zihlukumeze ezinye kanye nothisha. Lenkinga idinga ukubonisana kubazali, othisha, umphakathi namaphoyisa, senze izikole ziphephe nezingane zifunde kahle ezikoleni zingaphazamiseki. Another serious and very painful matter affecting our youth is the abuse of drugs and alcohol. Indications are that between 7.5% and 31% of South Africans have an alcohol problem or are at risk. Some children dodge school and are seen drinking at taverns in school uniforms. We welcome and support the campaign by the Congress of South African Students, COSAS, against alcohol abuse and the wearing of school uniforms in taverns. We urge local authorities not to grant liquor licenses to outlets that sell liquor to school children or who operate near schools, clearly targeting school children as customers. Such licenses must be reviewed. We have a duty to protect our children. On drugs, the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime report of 2014 indicated that more than 270,000 South African citizens were defined as problem drug users. The abuse of drugs is threatening to destroy many families and therefore destroy our nation. Ake sinciphise bakwethu etshwaleni. Some parents live in fear of their children who terrorize them and neighbors due to the abuse of nyaupe, hunger, cocaine, heroin, and other drugs. We appeal to our youth to say no to drugs. Those who are already addicted should seek treatment. Government is building treatment centers in every province to make treatment accessible. We thank all young people who have sought treatment. The report from the South African Community Epidemiology Network on drugs use indicates that the following numbers of young people 3,677 in Gauteng, 2,869 in the Western Cape, 93 in Limpopo, and Mpumalanga, and 290 in the Eastern Cape. We urge parents and communities to encourage more drug users to seek help. We urge stakeholders and communities to use the International Day against drugs, against drug abuse on the 26th of June to raise awareness against this scourge and support that is provided to addicts. Sixwaisa labo abadayisela izingane utshwala kanye nezidakamizwa ukuthi baphula umthetho futhi babulala isizwe ngokudayisela ingane into enje. Kumele baboshwe babhadle ejele iminyaka eminingi. Umphakathi mawubambisane nabazali namaphoyisa zibanjwe lezi zigebengu lezi zigilamkhuba ezibulala ingane. Compatriots, we also need to protect our youth, especially young women and girls, from abuse and exploitation through new shocking tendencies in our country, such as the so-called sex parties or sex stokvels, known as the mavuso. Awu naze nakhohlakala abantu. Yo. Hey. Nizokwesatshwa. Angaze nguzwe lokho. uNkulunkulu ababekhohlakele kwamanye amazwe wabajezisa. Wabafaka umlilo basha. Hey. Ngethuke kabi. Sex party. Hayibo. Kanti liyafizwe sihlezi nje. Hayi. Patrons at taverns reportedly take young women home overnight at a price announced at the tavern by the host. We should not subject our young women to this abuse and danger. the long-term impact on their lives, and also on our successful fight against HIV and AIDS is too ghastly to contemplate. Government will soon launch a campaign targeting young women to educate them against such practices. We also need to educate men against using women as objects in this manner. Laba bantu abokwakha imizi yabo uma bekhula. Msani kubancintsha ikusasa. We must not deprive these young women the future which is comfortable and dignified. Compatriots, I also wish to remind South Africans or South African youth to uphold values that we hold dear as a nation, such as Ubuntu and respect. Decent human beings respect one another, regardless of age. Even if they disagree, they do so with respect and dignity. Hooliganism and thuggery do not build a nation. In the world, there is no nation of hooligans. Sekhumbuza intsha ukuthi inhlonipho ibaluleke kakhulu nakunoma isiphi isizwe. Hloniphani abazali, othisha, bese nihloniphana nani futhi ukuze nibe abaholi abaqotho bakusasa. Isizwe esiphilayo, isizwe esakhiwe ngenhlonipho, hayi ngobuxhwanguxhwangu. Sizobe siwahloniphe, sizobe siwahloniphile amaqhawe ka June 16, 1976 uma sihlonipha, sihloniphana, sihlonipha abadala, sihloniphe nezwe lethu elihle uMzansi Afrika. Inhlonipho iyisisekelo somuntu nokuziphatha. Siyisisekelo sokuqala esenza umehluko phakathi kwethu nezilwane. Umuntu ufanele ahloniphe, inhlonipho ibalulekile. Futhi abe nesazela engenzi into embi le angafuni ukuthi yenziwe kuyena, akangayenzi kwabanye abantu. Compatriots, I wish to raise the matter of violent community protests again, as these are threatening to destroy the social fabric of our society. We should remember that not a single school was burned during the June 16, 1976, during the student uprising. Sadly, we have seen horrible incidents in recent times. Students have done the unthinkable and burned university buildings on some campuses and destroyed other facilities, and furniture just to communicate that they cannot afford the fees. That conduct is unforgivable and totally unacceptable. The nation recently faced the horror of the burning of more than 20 schools in Vuan, Limpopo, by people who are unhappy about being made part of another municipality. Why do we do this? Why do we believe we are building a future of our country if our building it is to destroy it? If we destroy schools, where our kids are going to go in and receive education tomorrow? There is something wrong in our society if we believe this is correct. In no way we can say it to be very sober as South Africans if we can ban the future of our kids in the manner in which we do. At times we have protests for services, but ban the very services that we are calling for. It is an absurdity. I think the country must discuss this and reach some agreement. All of us at different sectors, we need to discourage this. It's not helpful. The resources that are meant to bring development are diverted to go and repair and rebuild what we have destroyed. It doesn't make good sense. Please, let us be sober. We would like to congratulate COSAS for their recent very successful and important march against the burning of schools by parents. How could we be unreasonable more than our children? This is a serious matter. Another community decided to burn a local clinic which serves them to demonstrate their unhappiness that it had electricity while the township experienced an electricity outage. Let me repeat this. Nizozwa kahle. Another community decided to burn a local clinic which serves them to demonstrate their unhappiness that this clinic had electricity while the township experienced the electricity outages. I don't understand. The banning of trains to demonstrate unhappiness when they arrive late is another shocking behavior in this country. While the thought that was shocking another community in the KZN banned factories which provide employment to the community to demonstrate unhappiness with a local councillor. Whilst we are saying there is unemployment, we must create jobs so that people can be employed, then the very people burn the factories. Certainly, there is something wrong in our society. Such actions give an impression that we are going astray as a nation. There can be no justification for such violence in a country where, unlike in June 1976, we have access to government at the three spheres to communicate our grievances peacefully. We need to undertake some serious introspection and to come up with serious solutions as a nation. Asenze izinto ngendlela efanele bakwethu. Kuyathusa ukuthi abantu bashise izikole, amafemu, imitholampilo, ngisho nezitimela imbala ngoba bethukuthele. Konke lokhu kusibuyisela emuva. Alikho izwe elake lakhiwa ngentukuthelo. Masibambisaneni sakhe izwe lethu. Uma kunezinkinga mazixoxwe izinkinga, zixazululwe kahle. Udlame alwakhi. Akekho umuntu ongathi ubona sakhela lapha nje sasizwa udlame lwasakhela. Bakwethu sikhathazeke kakhulu sonke ukuthi isimo somnotho ezweni senza kube nzima ukuthi intsha ithole imisebenzi. We need the economy to grow so that jobs can be created, especially for our youth. Towards this goal, government continues to look for ways of further promoting confidence in the economy, working with labor and business. Recently, we have seen new investments by companies in the country, such as Toyota, BMW, Nestle, Mercedes-Benz, Dassault, and all joy comes when there are new investments. There are others as well. These investments demonstrate confidence in our country and in its economy. We are working in difficult climate as the situation is negative globally as well. We encourage young people to open up their own small businesses as well as the democratic government has created opportunities for support by many agencies within government. For an example, a lot has been achieved in the past 5 years by the National Youth Development Agency, the NYDA, on education and skills development and in supporting young entrepreneurs. Government departments nationally and provincially and municipalities as well have also been directed to support youth businesses in every possible way. Work opportunities are also provided through the expanded public works program targeting women, youth, and persons with disabilities. These include environmental programs working on fire, wetlands, water, and others. Our biggest challenge is that young people do not know about the services that government offers. It is for this reason that during this Youth Month, various government departments are holding exhibitions and road shows to showcase the services that they provide. Compatriots, as said earlier, the theme of National Youth Day is Youth Moving South Africa Forward. In line with the theme, we are proudly joined by some young achievers who are our special guests today. The June 16 generation made it possible for them to sit here today as young professionals in a free and democratic South Africa. Some of the young women are in careers that were previously viewed as male-dominated. We have the Chief Executive Officer of Bertha Towa Hospital in Johannesburg, Dr. Nogwetemba Mchali Khadebe. Who is the youngest hospital chief executive in the country. We have a software developer who produces defensive strategies to prevent cyber attacks, Miss Angel Shozi. Balapha ya. Bani ngaboni ukuthi bangaphi. We welcome Ms. Dorcas Modise, a chemical engineer at Eskom. We have Ms. Zinhle Yende, a plumber. Part of the Department of Water and Sanitation's War on Leaks program. They are dealing with that program. We welcome the award-winning musician and rap artist and winner of the Song of the Year at the South African Music Awards this month, Umthembeni Emiti Ndov. Poti Chelopo as a Master of Science in Medical Science and focuses on the use of nanomedicine for drug delivery purposes. We have a number of young entrepreneurs. Mr. Tabiso Mwabe and Mr. Zenzele Dlomo manufactured toilet paper, Sophia Stordel manufacturers, leather goods, Sandile Shezi is a forex trader. Lapu Disego produces aluminium products and windows, as well as Makeda Koza, who runs a cooperative which produces cooking oil and beauty products from marula plant extracts. These young people have become job creators and employ other young people. We are also hosting the winner of the 2016 Standard Bank Young Artists Award for theater, Miss Jade Boas. Young people are moving and they are showing there is a lot to be done in South Africa. In the arts, we also have a film director who produces films, reality shows, documentaries, and other forms of entertainment. Miss Noktolo Mthethwa Unyambos. We have a mechanical engineer who has worked in a number of power stations and fields, Mr. Luvuyo Feni. We are also hosting a chemical engineering technician, Mr. Siabonga Gift Taba. We have 9 creative designers. Andile Galvane. We urge learners to emulate them and ensure that we produce more and more skills that are needed by the economy, and to also skills that enrich our culture and heritage. As we did last year, we thought it was important to showcase these young achievers that indeed ubudoda nobumama abukhulelwa, you can achieve at any age uma ukhuthele. Compatriots, freedom has opened up opportunities for our sports teams to compete abroad. We are proud to announce that we will be sending Team South Africa to the Rio Summer Olympics and Paralympics in August and September. We wish them all the best. Compatriots, on the 3rd of August, we go to the polls to elect new municipalities who are going to represent us in the municipalities. We urge the youth to come out in their thousands to exercise this right that many died for. Let me reiterate that we urge the current generation to pay tribute to Hector Peterson, Tsietsi Mashinini, Khotso, Sietlolo, Mbuyiselo, Makubu, Hassan, Dlovu, and many others by prioritizing education. We are looking up to you as youth to move South Africa forward, and that you will do armed with the most powerful weapon of all, education. Nothing will stop on your way. Yes, we wish you all a meaningful national. Thank you all for coming to remember our heroes. Thank you very much.
Halala, President Zuma, halala. Halala, President Zuma, halala. Amandla. 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 Siyabonga kakhulu, President. Ngamazwi amnandi asikhuthazayo. Sizobiza manje umeya wethu Dr. Malinga ukhosi chaos. Sizocela umeya Parkstown kuba uyena osivalela umsebenzi wethu omuhle. Mayor.
Thank you very much to our program. Yo. Thank you very much to our program directors, Deputy Minister Manamela and MEC Mazibuko. Our thanks and gratitude to His Excellency President Jacob Zuma for the message of hope and inspiration to the youth as we continue to build a united country that creates prosperity for all. We say in particular to our youth to take advantage of the various opportunities available to them, facilitated through the National Youth Development Plan, the TEPO 500,000 program in Gauteng, and the Vulindlele Jozi program in our city of Johannesburg. Let me express our gratitude to the Deputy President and all of government, to our Premier, ministers, and all those present today for joining us in this important occasion. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mayor, for the vote of thanks. Are we ready to dance? Are we ready for Sahara? Are you ready for Dr. Malinga? We will now allow President to go and rest so that thina sizozjukuja manje. President, songakhululeka. Siyabonga kakhulu. Shayilani uPresident izandla. Siyabonga kakhulu President. Abazophatha uhlelo manje. Who's coming now?
Yeah.
Another round of applause for our president!
Shiniwami Weber. Let's go. Sure. What's up? Hey. What's up? Say, can you feel it?
Are you ready, Soweto? Checkpoint.